Hi, this is Eric Martin. We're Board Game Geek. I'm here with Jack Scott Hill from Flying Frog Productions, looking at Last Night on Earth, Blood in the Forest. You always got to say every name of yours like that, right?
Blood in the Forest. It's important.
So
it's not blood in the forest.
Blood in the forest?
Definitely no question mark.
So we're here at Gen Con 2013, and this expansion is debuting at this show, correct?
It's the first time people can play it, really. And we are doing pre-orders for it. It's actually going to be in stores in November.
Okay. Stores in November. So what are we looking at here in this expansion, aside from the eponymous blood in the forest?
Well, first, I should probably answer the question that is going to be on everybody's minds. Is this an expansion for Timber Peak? Is this an expansion for Last Night on Earth? What do you have?
I bet it's both. It's got to be both.
Oh. It is both. Yes, you read my mind.
Yeah.
So, we never want to exclude anybody. So if somebody just has the normal Last Night on Earth, this is good for you. If they have Timber Peak, this is good for you. If you have a touch of evil, try Last Night on Earth. So it introduces new heroes. We have Agent Carter, the FBI agent. It's one of the tropes of good zombie horror. There's that FBI agent who seems to maybe know a little bit more about the zombie apocalypse than he's letting on. And then we also have Sister Ophelia. She's a nun that had kind of a rough upbringing, and so she turned to the church. She became a good girl, a nun, but once the zombie apocalypse breaks out, old habits die hard, and the shotgun comes out. So we have a shotgun-toting nun, of course.
That's right.
She
does have a backstory.
Full of win right there. So besides new heroes, we have new boards. There's a whole set of new forest boards. That means a new. So the back of the box is actually prototype. It's just a Timber Peak copy. Yeah, that's not going to give you anything. No. But the new forest boards, there's a square board for the center that has forest on one side and the brand new airfield on the other. The airfield side is used for some of the new scenarios like escape in the plane. There's 4 L-shaped forest boards which can go around those, and we have these new kind of fill-in-the-blank rectangular forest boards. I'll explain that in a second. So these L-shapes can replace any of the L-shapes in your Timber Peak or Last Night on Earth town and add some kind of forestry. So you can mix and match in that way, or they can add a whole new outer ring to the game board to increase the size of the play area.
And that's where the rectangles come in to fill in the
gaps.
gaps.
The rectangles came in, because if you can envision the normal board with a square center board, 4 L shapes, and then new L shapes around those, it leaves gaps, and these fill in the gaps. So you can play with the town encircled by forest. And these forest boards also have different kind of extended locations, like the old cabin in the woods or the old mill. And so you can go out there to these different locations, and they have different rules and special abilities. But besides that, the forest itself is very deadly. So any combats that take place in a forest space actually up the stakes by giving an extra die to both the zombies and the heroes. That's really cool because it gives the heroes more of a chance to kill a zombie with more chances to get doubles, or the zombies more of a chance to wound a hero because they're rolling more dice and they win on ties. So the forest boards are really cool. The heroes are really cool. We got all new scenarios, new cards for the hero deck, new cards for the zombie deck, and we really wanted to expand on the zombie and hero upgrades that came in the Timber Peak set, but we didn't want it to be dependent on Timber Peak. So we were like, what if we just made so many cards that this could actually be your first introduction to the upgrade decks for the heroes and zombies. So we put in enough cards for all those decks and experience points tokens and all the rules for experience. So now, if you have the base Last Night on Earth, either Blood in the Forest or Timber Peak will give you the new experience system, but they're different cards, so they won't double up. If you have both, that's all the better.
All right. And there's some figures here as well?
Absolutely. How could I leave out the poor zombies? Right. All this good stuff for the heroes. So the zombies themselves, for the first time, have zombie champions. So we've got the Feral Dead and the zombie Behemoth. Now we wanted to have some, characterful super zombies, but we didn't want to break the reality of the situation. So
break the reality of the zombie attack.
The reality of the zombie attack. we didn't want to go off the rails. So what we did was we have the zombie behemoth, which is basically a giant lumberjack on par with like an Andre the Giant.
I was going to say Michael Clark Duncan.
Michael Clark Duncan, absolutely, who's been zombified and still has his running chainsaw with him, and is now like, what a horrifying thought to have a giant zombie. That is the zombie behemoth. The feral dead are basically zombies that are out in the woods, so they're starving. All they have is squirrels and chipmunks, and there's not much brain there. So they've been trapped in the woods all this time, and nothing to eat. They've become savage and vicious and ferocious. So they're all skeletal and emaciated with tattered clothes, and they're just absolutely feral, savage, vicious creatures.
All right.
So those are our 2 zombie champions, and I can also show you the new figures for these guys. You can see the zombie behemoth is head and shoulders above a normal hero.
Give you a better background. Yeah.
And the feral dead is very skeletal and very detailed. We're very happy with these 2 miniatures. They're extremely cool and very powerful. We needed something that could strike fear into the hearts of heroes. So this package should come out and be in stores in November. We're super proud of it, and we can't wait to get it in the hands of gamers.
All right. Thanks for the overview.
Absolutely.